Welcome to Inspire. We're very happy to have you here. On this show, we feature women who work with and care for animals. Coming up next on Inspire. Inspire is sponsored by Kansas Furniture Mart, using furniture to inspire conversation. And by the Blanche Bryden Foundation.
The Friends of KTWU, honored to support programs and services that enrich the lives of our viewers.
And the Raymond C. and Marguerite Gibson Foundation.
Hello, welcome to Inspire. I'm excited to be back with my wonderful co-hosts Danielle Norwood, Leslie Florange, and you. Today's show is all about professional animal caregivers, both those taking care of our furry family members, as well as those working at rescue facilities to take care of animals until their forever family can be found.
We rely on others to care for our pets, utilizing the services of veterinarians and veterinarian technicians to keep our pets healthy. And we utilize grooming, boarding, and daycare services to keep our pets looking and feeling their best. Many of us enjoy equine activities. Horses require their own unique breed of caretaker that's attentive to their needs. And zoos, they have a variety of species of animals, each requiring specialized care and dietary requirements.
On today's show, we're discussing the importance of caregiving for all of our animal companions, large and small, at the farm, in the zoo, and in the home. Our first guest today is Brenda Grimmett, owner and founder of B&C Equine Rescue. Welcome to Inspire, Brenda.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy to be here.
How long have you been caring for horses?
About 50 years.
Wow.
Yes.
How did you get started in this?
In the rescue?
In the rescue, or just your passion for caring for horses?
I've always loved horses. They've always been my passion. I got my first horse when I was 16.
Wow.
And he lived to be 38.
My goodness, that's uncommon, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Okay.
If you guys have never been to her place out in Carbondale, out in the country, it's fabulous. Brenda, thank you and your volunteers, your whole family, for what you do for horses. What happens? How do you know when somebody needs your services, and how do they come to B&C Equine Rescue?
We get lots of phone calls. Can you take my horse? I can't afford to take care of it. I don't know what to do. We try to help out as many people as we can without having to take a horse. We do take them in from the sheriff's office for seizures, neglect. We've had to go to court. The people were usually found guilty and they didn't get their horses back. And then they're relinquished to the rescue. And we rehabilitate them and fix them all up, and some are adoptable and some stay at the rescue.
And so what makes one of your horses adoptable?
A lot of people don't want the aged ones, 20 and up. They're a little bit more responsibility. They require a little more food, a little more care, but they want them to be able to be rode, and they want to be able to take care of them, and it's just a lot of responsibility. And so our aged ones will just stay there. And if you do want to adopt from the rescue, you have to fill out an adoption. Mostly you have to meet me. And if I see you face to face, it's not over a phone call, you have to see me face to face. Come visit the rescue. And if I don't approve or I get a bad vibe, I just say you're not ready for a horse. You're just not approved. Others have to show me where they're going to keep the horse. If they have any knowledge, they can't have barbed wire fencing. They have to have shelter. Although the law does not require shelter, I do. Special feed like Thrive is a complete feed, and that's what all of ours are on. And you have to buy that for that particular horse, because you want to keep, you don't want, horses have 28 feet of intestine. So you don't want to go and feed a sweet feed or a feed that they're not used to, because you can really mess up their stomach. So to keep them happy, you know, the Thrive, they get hay, some alfalfa, maybe Himalayan salt is a big thing. Horses love that. Worming, farrier, you got to provide everything that we do, if not better.
So who supports you? How are you staying to do this for 30 or years, or since 2007 you've been doing this?
That's when we started, yes.
How on earth do you afford to do all of this?
Well, I'm retired and so is my husband, so some of it's out of pocket, but we do a lot of fundraising as much as we can. We have events at the rescue. We have events at Four Corners Restaurant. We've did some at Jalisco's up north, and we rely on donations. We fundraise on Facebook all the time. There's always something coming up. This horse needs to go to the vet. We try to keep a bank, a balance in our budget to be able to afford emergencies. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes we need help. So that's why we post pictures, we put out a newsletter, we're asking for help, you know, and donations will come in. It's been pretty tough this last year.
I'm sure, since COVID.
Yes, yes, because we didn't, during the COVID thing, we didn't do any events. We just didn't allow people, and we usually do 3 or 4 up to 5 events at the rescue. So,
how many horses do you typically have out there?
well, we got 21 right now.
My goodness.
We've had up to 35.
Wow.
We only have 14 acres. So a lot of them are on dry lot and the special feed, because it's so complete, because we have a lot of seniors. We have the back 10 acres that some can graze on. So, and then we have our little house, and then which is an acre, and then the rest of the acreage is the horses roam all around.
But that's one of the things I love about you, because at her home, like, everybody's welcome in or out, whether you have 2 legs or 4 legs, which is so cool. But Brenda, we need to concentrate on something that people really don't want to see, but we need to show it, because it needs to be out there why they come to you. Let's talk about the horse with the halter embedded in its head.
We take in some pretty severe cases that we don't know if we're going to live or not. The latest one, just a week ago, he came, he had a halter on that had been embedded in his nose and in his jaw. He has skin and bones. It's just actually skin draped over the bones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so they apparently had taken the halter off. Somebody did, and he has this big old scar on his nose. And so I use Mederma scar cream that you buy for people, and I'm putting that on there. But his whole face was sunburned. He's a white horse.
Oh, wow.
His face was
Appaloosa, right?
Appaloosa. Okay. His face was so sunburned, and his one eye is, you know, he should have had a fly mask on to protect from the sun rays.
Right.
So I just the first night I gave him 25 pounds of Thrive horse feed, and he ate it all. And the next morning I gave him another 25. Now I just keep it in front of him 24/7, and he'll eat his fill, then he can go back to it, and eventually the whole top line will fill out first. It builds muscle. It is so safe to feed that much of Thrive.
Wow. Well, this is really fascinating. I mean, it's upsetting to know that people would do such things to these beautiful animals.
And to lie. Oh, that horse is okay. The animal control went and looked at this horse. He's old. He should look like that. I'm sorry.
Goodness.
Shawnee
No.
County.
Wow.
Okay.
And that is not true. I mean, they need to be looking after everything, and thank you again.
Yes.
There's so much more we can
I
do,
know.
you
Well,
guys, and
yes.
thank you, Brenda and her crew. It's important work at B&C Equine. Coming up next, we're going to go to a local pet boarding service that provides tender, loving care to its guests, and you know who's at the head. Stay with us.
My name is Ty Gakey. I am the Pet Enrichment Director here at TLC Pet Nursing Hotel. But as a Pet Enrichment Director, I oversee and organize what the dogs do on a daily basis. So we have multiple puzzles and activities that we do with the dogs, especially if they are food motivated. If they are toy motivated or praise motivated, it just looks like the reward is different. We have the tunnel, we have these climb things that we can make into obstacle courses. We've also used the partitions to make mazes in the basement for them to go through and find treats and stuff like that. We have the ball pits, the tent ball pit and the big pool ball pit. We have the eye digs, and we just try to motivate the dog to do something different with their day. We also do safaris, which are basically long lead walks around the neighborhood and let them smell all the different things in the neighborhood, in the environment. And we have puzzles. So the puzzles that we have are mostly hide and seek kind of puzzles where we hide treats in like the holes and then put things on top of them. We have probably around 15 different puzzles, and the level of difficulty is anywhere between beginner to like level 4, where you have to move one puzzle piece to move another puzzle piece. And what I enjoy about my job is that it's probably the best job I've ever had. Because basically what I'm doing is I'm playing with dogs all day long. It's a very simple way of putting it, but it's basically all about the animals that we take care of. And I just get to watch them grow and learn and kind of come out of their shell. A lot of times we do enrichment with dogs that are super anxious and like fearful. And so even if they come downstairs and they just smell their surroundings, that's better than just being frozen in their suite because of fear.
We're back. Thanks to Leslie Fleurange for the tour of Tender Love and Care Pet Nursing Hotel. And our next guest also has a passion for working with animals. Margaret Price is the manager of animal care at Helping Hands Humane Society. Welcome to Inspire, Margaret.
Thank you for having me, ladies. I'm enjoying this.
So, how long have you been at Helping Hands Humane Society, and what's your role there?
Right now, my role is manager. I oversee our admissions department and the kennels, and I kind of help with the behavior program also, the department there. And I've been with Helping Hands for 22 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm just now meeting you after all these years that I've been in there, but you're in the back, you say.
I'm usually in the back running around, so
Okay.
yes.
And so tell us now, how are things with the sort of the quote-unquote potentially end of the pandemic and people getting new pets? Are the shelters empty now? I know there was a program to empty the shelters. How are things going?
That went well. Unfortunately, we're still getting quite a few animals into the shelter, more than I think in the last couple of years, I think with the economy and things that are going on. And so our dog population is up this year. So
I want to say, I've known Margaret for all of those 22 years, and I
Yes.
feel like I've known her for 30 or 40 years because she's synonymous with Helping Hands Humane Shelter, and you do so much. Everybody sees her on other entities,
Yes.
television entities, radio entities, but you do so much, and part of the reason that we wanted you to come is there are so many women at the shelter who
Yes.
actually take the lead and take care of all those animals.
Yes.
Over 6,000 that come through the doors every year.
Yes, there's in all the departments, there's lots of good women there that do a lot of hard work there at the shelter. Yes.
Right.
I
Talk
totally
about
agree.
the behavior, because that's a big issue, and to make sure that an animal is ready for its new home,
Correct.
the behavior, and you do that training.
We do. So we do have a behavior department, and so what we do is we look at each animal when they're ready to be ready. We give them their behavior assessment. So we look at to see what we can do for them. A lot of them do get to go up for adoption, and so we of course spay and neuter all of our animals, and then they go up for adoption. And the ones that don't, they're scared or nervous, we do have a behavior department that does work with them. We have foster care people that work with them, families that which we really love, and we've got a great group of volunteers that also help with us to help again to save more lives, because that's our mission, is to save as many lives as possible.
Well, I was not a pet person before getting in contact with Helping Hands Humane Society.
So we turned you.
And you have.
That's good.
And thank you to Grace. I mean, literally every time I go in, so we getting you a dog today? And I'm like, oh my goodness. But every time we do a video together and I get to be with one of the animals looking for a forever home, I fall in love.
You do. There's a lot of them to love over
Oh my
there.
goodness, there really are. Talk about the wide variety of animals, because you have some wonderful dogs, some cute cats, but you also have some other animals that we wouldn't necessarily think of.
We do. We have lots of wonderful dogs, puppies, cats, and kittens, but we also call them pocket pets. And so those are, if you're not a dog or a cat, you're a pocket pet. And that could be guinea pigs, rabbits, mice, rats, ferrets,
Okay,
birds.
did you say mice?
Yes, rats.
Oh my
You know, I'm telling you, rats really do make great pets.
They do.
When the people love their rats, they love their
Oh,
rats.
my
They're very
goodness.
social animals, if believe it or not.
They love to be read to. They'll listen. They will listen.
They
You
are.
lying.
No, I read to them.
You did not read to a rat. No, you did not. No, you did not. Oh my goodness.
6 of them, and they were all sitting around paying close attention.
Wow, that's a whole other story. I mean,
But we do get a variety of those. So if you're not a cat or a dog person, but you really want some companionship, they're very social animals. Your ferrets, your guinea pigs, your rabbits, your rats are very social animals.
wow. And so you have a hand in trying to make sure that when families come in, that they have the animal that's going to be, you know, their temperament suited to whatever family
Correct.
they're trying to match with.
We have great adoption counselors who will help you with that. So when you come in and you're looking for a specific animal, talk with the adoption counselors, because they would be great. They're great, and they'll love to help you find that right match for your family. I believe not every animal matches every family and lifestyle.
That's
So it's
true.
really important to do your research. Don't just go by the look of the animal. Go by the personality, what you have time for, the age of the animal, how much care that animal is going to take, how much money that animal is going to take. Because there are certain dogs that are going to take more money than the others because they need to be groomed more than some others.
Right.
So you got to take that in consideration when you're looking. So I always tell people, do your research. But if you're wanting an animal, please come out and see the Humane Society, because we do have a great variety and some wonderful animals up for adoption.
So what inspired you to go into this business 22
Well,
years
it's a
ago?
really strange story. So 22 years ago, I was actually a teacher. So I taught behavior disorder in the school system. And there was a volunteer at the shelter who I taught one of her students, and I was looking for a part-time job. And she said, well, come out to the shelter because I've loved animals. My dad was a veterinarian, and I really wanted to be a veterinarian, but science and math was not my thing. It really wasn't. And so I went out and started volunteering during the summer and my weekends. And then I just loved it so much that I retired from teaching and moved to the shelter full time.
Wow.
And so I just love it. Animals have always been my first passion.
Wow.
And so I love that I was able to do this.
And I don't know what the shelter would do without you, Margaret.
they'll survive.
I mean, but
They'll survive.
the wealth and the breadth of information that you have, and the passion that you have,
thank you.
and matching everybody up, that's a big deal. And it's also important to let everybody know that an animal displays a different behavior oftentimes in a kennel than they would when they get to go home with you. So expand on that, will you?
Correct. So we always just say is, even though we look at an animal their temperament can change, because sometimes those animals could stay with us for a little while, but they don't show their, I always say, their true colors, because they have to decompress. And so they're with us for a short period. So when they go home, those behaviors could get better, and then sometimes they could not. But that's the reason why we have our policy. We always, any animal you adopt from us, if it does not fit you, please bring it back to us. We will always take them back. But their behaviors do change. Their temperament does change. So we always tell people is, when they get an animal, give it time to, don't overwhelm it when you get them home. Let them decompress. Don't expect a lot out of them. Let them get acclimated to you and to the environment. And we have a behavior team that will help you anytime you want to come. You need to call or come, talk with the behavior team, and we'll help you with that, with those behaviors. And we have training classes.
Yes. Which I love.
Yes.
So when I get Parker, which is going to be my dog's
I
name,
love that name.
I'm going to end up being like, Margaret, can you help me out?
Oh, you bet you
Me and
will.
Parker gonna need a little training.
Yes.
Just saying.
But we also have some great trainers too that work for us too, that offer training classes, and we also have an agility instructor, wonderful lady who does agility classes for the public also.
Nice.
So yes. So
I'm so excited.
I love it.
yes, yes. We have great resources to help you out. The shelter really does. We're not here just to get the animals. We're here to support the community. And so we have resources. So if you're looking for a resource, you need some help, call us, and if we can help you, we will help you.
Well, awesome. Thank you so
Well,
much,
thank you for
Margaret,
having me.
coming
Thank
by
you.
and visiting with us, and for all that you do to take care of our animal friends. Coming up next, we head to the Topeka Zoo and Conservation Center to see how zookeepers provide compassionate care for all their creatures. Stay with us.
Good. My name is Adrian, and I am a zookeeper at the Topeka Zoo. So with our elephants, we do have a daily routine that we go through with them, and that is all the simple stuff like making sure they can present their ears for blood draws, making sure their feet look okay, doing some different stretches since we do have some older ladies. Making sure they move around is really important for arthritis. Some of the challenges are they don't always want to participate. So if they don't want to do something like participate in their daily training routine or anything like that, we don't force them. They can choose if they want to participate or not. So if they don't, if they walk away, then we're done. We'll move on to something else. We're not going to make them stand there and do something they don't want to do. So we use a lot of positive reinforcement here, and that's what we've had the most success with. Probably one of the most rewarding things is when they recognize you, like when you come in during the day and they like turn to greet you, or you come back from a vacation and they're like, oh, you're back, and they're so excited to see you.
You say hello. I'm Rachel McNamee. I'm one of the zookeepers in the animal and man department, so that's elephant, hippo, and giraffes, and the new incoming hoof stock. So we have a daily routine that we usually try and stick to. It's always come in the morning, turn on all the lights, say your good mornings, and make sure everybody's bright, alert, and responsive. Then kind of shift them where they need to be in order to give them their morning hay, or in these guys, their produce and grain, stuff like that. For the elephants, we usually have a team of 2 that work with them and train them and clean up after them. And then the rest of us will do hippo and then giraffes and whatever else that we need to do with the animals in our area. After the morning routine, we focus a lot on training or daily activities. We take the girls on walks around the yard when it's nice out to keep them moving. Do a lot of training activities with Tank, our hippo. Definitely the bonding experience that we have with our animals. It's really great to kind of have that connection with them, know that they trust you and you can trust them, and there's that nice relationship building process that we go through with any animal, no matter what kind that you work with. But also seeing their great strides in training, you get to be a part of that great success of them accomplishing a goal or accomplishing a task to better their welfare in the future. So that's always really great to see. I'm trying to. Good job. Close.
Wow, what a staff. We thank the staff at the Topeka Zoo and Conservation Center for everything they do for the animals. And girls, this is one of the things that I thought was so cool. Organizations working together. The Zoo Enrichment Program works with Margaret Price at the Helping Hands Humane Shelter for their enrichment program. I love it when a community comes together and it's all for the benefit of animals.
And it's the majority of them being
Women.
Thank you. The women are coming together, making things happen.
Right. Always the caregiver.
Always the caregivers. We have the compassion, we have the love, and we have the talent above all else to do these things. So I was loving it. I was loving it.
Yeah, and the attention to detail. I mean, each animal species has to be on a certain diet, certain weight, all that type of thing, the behaviors. We talked to Brenda earlier with B&C Equine Rescue. That's a labor of love.
Yes.
And, you know, the things that they've seen on every level, abuse, and then how to overcome that. And it takes a caregiver,
And it has to be somebody who, it's not an 8 to 5.
No.
We're talking about in the middle of the night, she's nursing a horse and making sure that they have everything they need. And if they need to go to the vet in the middle of the night, and this is her money.
Right.
She's not even receiving a lot of help, and she needs the help for everything that she's doing.
She needs a 501c3, and she needs those folks to donate to her on that Thrive food.
Right, she definitely does. And then, you know, and for the animals, in every capacity, there are so many rescues that people love to be there, but we need people who love to contribute. If you can't adopt an animal, if you can't care another way, you know, give monetarily.
Right.
And you can foster. I know a lot of good people that are fostering animals, and I would want to take them all in and keep them. But, you know, they know that this is their responsibility for a certain time, and then they bring them back, and hopefully a forever family would want to adopt the pet. So, I mean, it just really is beautiful how we care about our animal population.
Right. Exactly. And if you can't give money, you know, like the Helping Hands Humane Society, they take blankets, they take diapers, they take different things that the pets need. So it's not just cash. If there are things around the house that are in great shape that you can't use anymore, the shelter can use them.
Right. Or
Absolutely.
volunteer. I mean,
And
you know, all the
volunteer.
organizations,
Yes.
like even Brenda out at the
Equine Center.
If you don't know how to take care of a horse, she will
teach you.
she will train you, and then you're going to be all the better for it.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, we could go on and on.
Yeah.
But that is all the time we have for today. We hope you've been inspired to do everything with animals that you can. Women are caring for our animal companions. As a reminder, you can watch this program again at watch.ktwu.org.
And if you're so inspired to learn more about our guests, find out what's coming up on future shows, and get additional access to our content, be sure to visit our website, www.ktwu.org/inspire.
Inspiring women, inspiring you, and inspiring animal caregivers on KTWU. Thank you for watching.
Inspire is sponsored by Kansas Furniture Mart, using furniture to inspire conversation, and by the Blanche Bryden Foundation.
The Friends of KTWU, honored to support programs and services that enrich the lives of our viewers.
And the Raymond C. and Marguerite Gibson Foundation.